Good afternoon, South Africa. Welcome to Afternoon Express. I'm Bonnie Booty. Hope you had an awesome weekend. It's a motivational Monday in the loft today, and we're sure going to inspire you. First up, joining us is South Africa's most influential woman, Dr. Precious Motsepe, and she'll be chatting to us about Fashion Week, the AFI, and her new book. She'll be telling us what's in it. And also joining us is the host of Tropica Island of Treasure, which launches tonight, so that's very exciting. Minnie Dlamini is here and can't wait. Let's see what Danilo's cooking up in the kitchen.
Oh, there's always something so yummy in the kitchen. Good afternoon, South Africa. Now, before we get into what the meal is for this afternoon, everybody has been so excited about what's new coming to SABC3. And tonight at 7:30, the Tropica Island of Treasure Seychelles is going to be airing on SABC3. And we're asking on social media today, if you could have any of these 4 celebrities, which one of them would you like to be stranded on an island with? Go and find the post on our Facebook page and go and give us a comment. We'll be reading your comments out live throughout the show today as we celebrate the launch of this incredible show later on. And in the kitchen today, like Bonnie mentioned, there's always something super delicious. We've got a guest chef with us in the loft today. Kanya, welcome to Afternoon Express.
Nice to be here.
So this girl is literally one of the coolest people I know. She's fashionable, she's funny, and she can cook too. She almost sounds like me in female form, right?
Wow.
We're going to be trying to incorporate yogurt into our dish today. How are we going to do that?
Okay, well, today yogurt is our star of the dish. We're going to be using it as a flavor base. We've got these amazing lamb meatballs that we're going to be simmering in a beautiful yogurt sauce with some easy Mediterranean flavors. We've got some mint in there, we've got some dill in. My tummy's rumbling.
All right, got my tummy rumbling too as well. So don't forget to get all the details on your mobile device by SMSing the keyword lamb to 33650. That SMS will cost you R1.50, and those free SMSs don't apply. Also later on in the show, we're going to be speaking about the health benefits of yogurt too. So lots to learn on the show today, and so little time. Bunny's on the couch with our first guest.
Our first guest today, Dr. Precious Motsepe, started her career in medicine at Wits University some 20 years ago. Today, she's chairperson of African Fashion International, which owns and hosts SA Fashion Week and Africa Fashion Week. And she's the co-chairperson of the Motsepe Foundation, which is one of the most important foundations in South Africa and was the first African family to join the Giving Pledge, started by Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, and pledge half of the funds generated by their family assets to those in need. Welcome to the loft.
Oh, thank you, Bonnie. It's such a wonderful feeling to be here.
Absolutely. You look gorgeous.
Well, thank you. This is what South African designers are able to do.
Yes, you're wearing Ngozi. She's also one of my favorite designers.
It's an amazing brand.
Absolutely. Yes. Well, we'll chat a bit more about fashion a little later. So you've been a doctor for 20 years. And your career displays that you have such a passion for social change. Is that what led you to become a doctor?
Yes, I know we're going to talk about the book a little bit later, but you know, when I was a young kid, I must have been between 7 and 10 years old, my grandmother was ill in hospital, had diabetes and was hypertensive. And she eventually, you know, passed on due to kidney failure. And I remember walking with my mother from Baragwanath Hospital, and I looked at her and I said, you know what, when I grow up, I'm going to be a doctor, I'm going to help many people. Yeah. So there was that drive to do something that I could contribute to my community.
Absolutely. And then your mother was a nurse as well. How did
That's
that
correct.
influence your journey?
I really admired the work that she did as a nurse, but I've always aspired to actually, she always, my parents drove us and encouraged us to do more and do better, you know, so they gave us solid foundation in terms of education, in terms of the Christian values that we grew up with in the family.
Absolutely. And then you moved to the States with your family. What kind of adjustment did that come with, socially, culturally, and you were working?
I was a young mother then.
Yeah.
Yes, and my husband and I, Patrice, both graduated from Wits University, and shortly thereafter, he was offered an opportunity to work as a law intern in the States. So we both moved, and I had a job at the hospital in Richmond, Virginia, and I worked in the women's health clinics, and that's what inspired me actually to later on open the first women's health clinic in Rivonia in Johannesburg.
Yeah. Well, tell us about the women's health clinic. It was the first of its kind in South Africa. And what kind of women did it attract? What was the experience like?
It really attracted, you know, women across the board. What inspired me to follow a calling into women's health was because I felt that, firstly, a lot of women did not have enough information to really take better care of themselves. And that's partly also why I wrote the book. And it was also because, you know, I felt that doctors are wonderful people that work very hard.
Yes.
But I felt that sometimes women are not really heard, you know, so there was that need, particularly when it comes to female-related illnesses, for one to sit across another woman and say, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
you know, then you're more comfortable. But we have a lot of male doctors who are very empathetic as well, but it was my personal choice, and I know many other women who prefer to see a female doctor.
A female doctor,
Yeah.
yes. It's very comforting. Now, the precious little black book, tell us about how that came about.
Yeah, so this was work, you know, over the last 2-3 years that we compiled this book. And as I said, it was really inspired by the fact that I wanted to share information with as many women as possible. Yes, I've watched women die unnecessarily at hospital because they did not know how to diagnose, how to pick up symptoms that could be prevented early, such as in, you know, diabetes or breast cancer, you know. So when I left medicine and went into the business world, I also realized that a lot of young people do not have particularly in rural communities, do not have places where they can go to and find all the information that they need.
Yes.
You know, so I decided to put together what I knew from my practice around women's health, and we also looked at, I mean, if you page through the book, it's got, the first chapter is on emergencies, so all the important things that you need to know about how to conduct cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR, you know, who to call if somebody in your family experiences epilepsy and what to do. And then it goes on to talk about in education, which universities offer what courses and how do you get funding to go to university. We list all those organizations that offer students bursaries. It also talks about human rights, legal issues. So it's a one-stop book for, you know, women who are either in the profession, you know, I mean, professional women, business women. It could be a domestic worker. It's just, you know.
And what makes it even more incredible is that you wanted to reach so many people. I understand you have plans of translating the book into different languages.
Yes, so we're in discussions with universities to see how we translate that to different languages. We're also in discussions with Microsoft to see how we digitize the book so that it can be available as an app on your phone and be accessible to as many women as possible.
Yes. You and your husband founded the Motsepe Foundation. Tell us about all the amazing work that it does.
Well, yes, I think Patricia and I sort of have the same background, you know, Christian background, went to Catholic schools, and we are who we are today because of the, you know, fantastic education that we were blessed with, and also because of many, many people who along the way have helped us. And we felt that the best way that we could give back to society is to actually create this foundation. The bulk of the work we do with the foundation is around education, because we believe that opens many doors. We have about 1,200 students in 26 universities throughout South Africa that we offer free bursaries to. And we always encourage our students to study the science, technology, engineering, maths fields, because we believe they have a better opportunity of being employed, you know, when they finish school.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing. But more with you in a little while. Let's head back to the kitchen with Danilo to hear what you have to say on social media too.
So on our Facebook page, obviously tonight, launching Tropica Island of Treasure Seychelles. Minnie's the host, as she joins us in studio today. So we thought in celebration, we've got 4 of the celebrity contestants on our Facebook page, and we're asking you, which of these 4 would you like to get lost on an island with? Is it Jessica Nkosi, Zakia Patel, MT, or Bongs Ndima? And so many comments came through. Let's go with Kelly says, Jessica Nkosi, we should like that one. Legend Mam Kanyo says, the hot Jessica Nkosi. The lady has the dignity and she has pride. Surely being with her on that island would be great. I'll learn lots of things. She inspires me deeply.
If you guys had put a picture of Bongs without his top on, I'm sure everyone would have said him. Has one of the most incredible bodies, actually. Probably one of the best bodies on the island.
Don't give away all the surprises. The show's only on tonight, so don't give away all the surprises just yet.
Bro, I'm just saying it's good. You can be your own judge tonight on the show.
Kayentle says MT because he is so active and he never gives up easily. I salute MT. He's an absolute hustler. Kennedy says definitely MT for the music. And then Tandokazi hasn't even chosen any of the four. Just says Minnie Dlamini would love to be on set with you.
I think it's because she's a Dlamini.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Dlamini stick together.
That's how it is.
Then Ottilia says Jessica Nkosi. There's something about her. Moy Divine also says Jessica Nkosi. I love her, man. Keep your comments coming through on our Facebook page. We'd love to know which of these four would you like to be trapped on an island with. I'm pretty sure everyone would like to go with all of those presenters. They're such cool people. Cannot wait for the episode airing tonight. But more from Dr. Precious Motsepe after the break.
Find us on Twitter at Afternoon Chat, where you can get a sneak peek of upcoming guests, what's cooking in the kitchen, stand to win amazing prizes, or join the conversation by using our official hashtag Afternoon Express. Welcome back to Afternoon Express, live on SABC3. We're still on the couch with Dr. Motsepe. So then you moved from medicine to fashion. Now, a lot of people who have diverse interests feel like they can't operate in both worlds, and they maybe feel a bit of pressure from people's perceptions about making that kind of leap. What made you go into fashion?
She was. You know, I've always felt that I could reinvent myself in so many ways. It's just a way for me to keep my passion going. I felt that I had contributed in the medical field, and I've extended that through, you know, the book, writing the book. Now it was time for me to, you know, contribute in the commerce world. So starting the fashion business was as a result of traveling around the world and seeing all these fashion weeks in Paris and in New York, and always wondering, you know, where are the African designers? I'm missing, you know. And when you come back home, you can see all this creativity and all the talent that people have here back home. And it's always been my wish to, you know, showcase these designers in a way that the international audience could relate to it in a commercial way, not just look at it as curio or something of interest, you know, but see it as mainstream fashion. So African Fashion International was really created to be the best marketing and retail platform from the continent, and we pride ourselves with the designers that we showcase.
And the social change aspect of your life is carried through to the AFI, and you guys have put 75 graduates into the fashion market.
Yeah, absolutely. So we promote the established designers on our platform, but we've also created a development platform to ensure that there's sustainability in this industry, there's freshness, and there's you know, diversity of designers. So in the last 6 years, we have this program called AFI Fast Track that has put 75 students through intensive mentorship programs where designers get to see the ins and outs of the real business of fashion.
And if people watching want to access this kind of help, what do they do?
Well, they have to approach African Fashion International. We normally curate these young people through graduate programs, but we also look outside of the fashion schools, and they can, you know, write to us at africanfashioninternational.com, and they will be put in touch with the right people.
Now, the AFI is 10 years old now, and what are some of the milestones that you can look back and celebrate?
Oh my gosh, it's been an amazing 10 years. I can't believe really that we've gone through 10 years already.
And grown so rapidly.
And we have, I think, grown. It's a big milestone for us. So some of the, you know, points that I remember clearly through our journey. The first one is when we took 4 young designers to Paris. We just took on Paris Fashion Week, and we were showcasing in front of an audience of media in Paris and some buyers. And it was interesting because they saw African fashion in a different light, and they appreciated it. You know, we had a lot of positive feedback, and also feedback on how we can improve. And I'm proud to say the designers that showcased in Paris, you know, like Tula Cindy, David Tlale, There was also Tulani Mavundla,
Yes.
who was also part of this showcase. You know, most of them have gone on to open their retail outlet. They are doing very well.
They are.
Yes,
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, yeah. And then there was the World Cup in 2010, which we all remember, when African Fashion International, for the first time, then opened up its platform to the, Pan-African designers. So we have two platforms, which is the Joburg Fashion Week platform, as well as the Cape Town Fashion Week platform. And then we opened these two platforms to, the designers from all over the continent who showcase on these two platforms.
Yes.
So when we did that for the first time during the World Cup in Johannesburg, that was a huge, great moment.
Absolutely, I remember that moment.
Yeah, with the likes of Alegweg, we had the person that started New York Fashion Week, Fern Malice, was also in the audience with us, and it was a great time.
Yeah. And speaking of Cape Town Fashion Week, you've recently had to battle the wind.
Yes.
Please put our minds at ease and tell us about the postponement of the Fashion Week.
Yes, besides the best plans you can put in place, Mother Nature makes better plans. So, unfortunately, with the advice of our structural engineers and our safety officers, who told us the wind, that we had very strong gale winds, and they were measured every day, and they told us at some point that we had to evacuate the marquees and we have to postpone the shows. So we showcased, we did the first day, our celebration of 10 years, which was our big pre-party, and went on very well. And the second day, we had a few designers like David Tlale, Gavin Raja, and I think Jenny Leroux, who also showcased. Most of the designers did not get a chance to showcase. We also had a great masterclass conducted by Jen K. Ahmed Tali, who's a stylist for people like Beyonce, and really great stylist. And he did a masterclass for years. So there were some great moments during the Fashion Week, but unfortunately we had to do the postponement, and we will hold the Fashion Week again on the 6th, 7th,
and 8th of April.
At a venue to be soon confirmed.
I definitely know, because I'll be walking in that Fashion Week. So I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Doctor, for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Let's see what Dan has to say.
So we're speaking a little bit more about Dr. Motsepe's book, The Little Black Book. I've got a little black box that was delivered to me, and we all probably wanting to know what's in the box. I've shaken it, and I can't figure it out. I've sniffed around, can't figure it out necessarily, but all I got was this little note that was left on the box itself, and it reads as follows: unbox your phone and be the first to discover how Samsung will, give you a way to see a phone. This is going to be very interesting. So this box was delivered by Samsung, and there was a little note for us on it at the moment. So Samsung are going to reveal what's inside this box coming up on Wednesday, this Wednesday, the 29th of March at 5 p.m. On the Galaxy Unpack Launch International live stream. You can go check that out at samsung.co.za. But until then, we cannot wait to see what's inside the box. But maybe you have an idea of what's inside and what will be revealed. If you think you do, then join the conversation on Facebook and let us know. We don't know what's inside the box, but I'll tell you what is on your box this evening. The island of treasure, Seychelles.
So our social media question for you today was, which celebrity that we mentioned would you like to be stuck with on the island? And Sinetemba Mavuso says, Lyra, she's such a beautiful person inside and out. Her voice will get us through anything. That's beautiful. Mutlatsi says, I'd prefer Casper Nyovest because I so admire, okay, that's the N word, we won't use it. She admires him so much, right? Responsible. This is a family show.
Yes.
Gloria Lelendlovu says, Jessica Nkosi, I'd love to just chill and talk to her about beauty and business. And Vuyani says, Jessica Nkosi because she's beautiful and I love her so much.
We love her too.
Absolutely. After speaking to Dr. Precious, you mentioned that you were actually part of the Fast Track program.
Yes, they actually had an initiative where they took some of the Fast Track designers and partnered them up with some celebrities. And I got to partner up with Taylor Shan, and it was absolutely amazing. We got to do a small little collection, walk the runway, which was really, really awesome. But it was really interesting to really get into what it takes to create a garment from scratch. Sometimes you think it's, oh yeah, it was just a good idea, let's let's just put it on a piece of paper and get someone to make it. But it's so much more in depth.
Wow.
I mean, these designers, I mean, they're graduates, but I mean, they sit there and they not only design the outfits, but they source the fabric, they sew themselves. I mean, they don't have teams and teams of people working for them. They really do everything on their own. So their program is probably one of the most amazing programs I've seen in terms of fashion in this country.
Yeah, wow. Thank you so much. Well, we're going to take a short break, and when we return, more with Minnie on the couch.
Sea Harvest. New look, same great taste.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. We're live on SABC3. Very exciting content coming up on SABC3 this evening at 7:30. It's the season premiere of Tropica Island of Treasure Seychelles. I'm sure you've all been dying to see it. And this afternoon, we're getting the inside scoop. With us is Miantha Pariachi, the Tropica brand group manager, host, and the host herself, Minnie Dlamini.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, lovely to have you with us. So, what is different about this season?
I think there's a lot different. I mean, Miantha will get into all the things that they decided from a brand perspective what they wanted to do to make the show different. But I think this year is going to be probably my favorite season so far. I'm a huge fan of the show.
Yeah.
And I think just based on the experience and what we managed to do, I really do think this is going to be one of the best ones yet. The contestants are fabulous. But I think this year, more than anything, the consumer contestants are superstars.
Yeah.
I think they're stars in the making, great personalities. And I think, you know, it's so great to see your favorite personality in a different setting, but it's so much greater to see someone grow on you that you've never met and, you know, creating new stars.
Getting
and I think
to
that's
know
what
them,
it is.
yeah. Miantha, why did you guys choose the Seychelles as a destination?
So after having 6 really successful seasons of Island of Treasure, we researched around, and when people think of islands, you generally think of Seychelles, Maldives, Thailand, and Tropica's been to quite a few of those islands. And really, the Seychelles, if you have to think about a show and to create variety for the show, it's got the perfect water, it's got crystal blue water, it's got the white sandy beaches, it's got the palm trees.
Warm
Oh,
water.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can swim in all the time.
Totally.
It feels like a bath,
Amazing.
actually.
Wow, wow. And the theme song has a very special story behind it.
Yeah, so how the theme song actually came about is when we were searching for the consumer contestants, I had a dinner with Colleen and the rest of the crew. And I spoke to Colleen, and she had just performed with Nati at the Metros. And I asked her, but Colleen, what would you think of actually performing with some of our other celebrities? Because we had the likes of Anga and Empty already lined up for the series. And she thought it was a fantastic idea, and that's actually how it started. I think collaborating Colleen, which is an Afrikaans pop star, with MT, a rap artist, and Anga was the perfect match.
Yeah, and I'm sure the proceeds are going to go to a worthy cause.
Yeah, all proceeds that consumers, when they download the song off iTunes or Google Play Store, the proceeds will be donated to CHOC.
Yes. And speaking of downloading, please tell us what the hashtag is, which is very important information for everybody to have.
Hashtag, on Twitter it's @mytropica, and then the hashtag is TIOT7. So hashtag TIOT7, it's all over my timeline, it's all over the Tropica timeline, and all over all the celebrity and consumer contestants timeline. So TIOT7 is the hashtag.
Yeah.
And 7:30 tonight on SABC3.
So, Minnie, any embarrassing or exciting or quirky stories you could share with us that happened on the island that are behind the scenes?
I mean, a lot of things.
Probably all the time.
There were
Put
so
a
many
bunch of
great-
celebrities like that on.
Anga dressed up as Minnie. That's
He
one
did.
of them.
He did. He dressed up as me. I was, you know, I was very particular about my looks this season.
But you were only always in a bikini.
Pretty much.
So
I
he
mean,
put on a bikini?
He didn't put on a bikini per se, but I have a different hairstyle in every single episode. But like I go from braids to curly hair to blonde hair. I mean, it's quite a fashion show. I won't lie. And Anga
look
decided,
gorgeous.
thank you. Anga decided it would be interesting to put on one of my hair pieces and some of my headgear and pretend to be Minnie Dlamini for one of the shoots that we were doing. So that was great fun.
That must have been a delight to see. So apart from the R1 million prize that the contestants can win, what other prizes are on offer?
So consumers can enter firstly through just buying a Tropica pack and following the instructions on the pack. They stand a chance to win daily prizes, which is airtime, as well as our weekly prizes, which is home appliances, watches, and sunglasses, which are really smooth.
Yeah,
And
that is smooth.
It's really smooth.
Yeah.
And the smoothest of all is our grand prize, which is a Kia Sportage, which will be given away at the grand finale.
Wow. And what's really smooth is just like how gorgeous you look. How did you stay in shape? I mean, you just are in a
friend.
bikini the whole time and you just look like you're at ease. You don't even look like you're sucking in a tummy.
At some points, it's like some seasons I'm like, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I knew this was coming, and I really wanted to get my body in good shape, but also still be a full South African woman. You know, curves and all.
Absolutely.
So you know, I'm not skinny Malinks on the show. It's still a lot of curves, but I'm celebrating it. I'm an African woman, and I wanted to showcase that. So
Yeah.
just made sure I was right in the right places, and then. Yeah,
Well,
that was it.
you did it with fierce, a lot of
Thank
fierce. Thank you so much for joining us, guys.
Thank you.
Let's see what Danila has to say.
So don't forget to send through all your comments on our Facebook page. We'd love to hear from you. Which of those 4 celebrities would you love to be stranded on an island with? We'll be reading some more of your comments later on the show. Now, coming up after the break, if you thought that Tropica was all about quenching that thirst with those bursts of flavors, we're about to blow your taste buds' minds, because this and Tropica will be used in a way you never expected. Don't go away.
Get a taste of the smooth life, and you could win big when you buy Tropica. Follow the entry details on your Tropica bottle and stand a chance to win daily airtime prizes, a weekly giveaway of an experience with the Tropica Island of Treasure contestant, Sunglass Hut vouchers, Daniel Klein watches, or LG home appliances. You could also win the grand prize of a brand new Kia Sportage. T's and C's are on tropica.co.za. There's nothing smoother than winning with Tropica. Don't forget to watch the new season of Tropica Island of Treasure Seychelles at 7:30 on SABC3 starting Monday, 27th March. Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Minnie and I are about to create a storm in the cup right now.
Tropica storm in a cup.
Okay, I'm so glad you're leading me. I'm just gonna watch. I'm actually quite blinded by your rock.
I'm dead.
I've only seen it on social media, and I just keep going, oh my gosh. Okay, anyway, that's the sign.
Okay, so we're gonna make a Tropica storm in a cup. So what you do
Okay.
is we're gonna bring some water into a boil. So this is boiling water, and this is your jelly. So we're gonna pour the jelly into the
Okay.
boiling water.
And I think I've asked you this before. You're quite the cook, right?
Yeah, I
You
love to
cook a lot.
cook.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
I make a mean oxtail. That's probably my best meal. But I also make a really, really good curry.
Awesome.
Beef or mutton curry. I'm there.
Well, you've named 2 of the things that like are convincing if you're a good chef, right? Yeah. Cool.
If I can make, okay, so obviously you just gotta mix it until the granules dissolve.
Dissolve, yeah.
Then we're going to take your Tropica pineapple. And we're gonna pour it. Basically, you can pour as much as you like. You know what I mean?
However you want it, yeah. As strong as you
taste,
want it, yeah.
So I like to just add it. It's a very strong flavor, so you'll definitely get a big taste of it. So once it's like this, we're gonna pour it into the cups.
Okay. Storm in a cup. It's called Tropica Storm in a
Tropica
cup.
storm in a cup. So we're gonna pour these into the cups, and then you're going to refrigerate it until it's set. Okay. Let me just finish this off.
Right.
So we'll put it in the fridge until it's set.
Okay.
Oh goodness! And then it should give you a jelly-like consistency.
And
So
when
it's
it
actually
comes
going
out?
to be like jelly. So when it comes out,
Wow.
you've got to love TV. It's been in the
I know,
fridge.
I know.
And now it's jelly. Now, I don't know if
Instant.
you can see, but there, it's jelly.
It's jelly, yeah.
Okay. So what we're gonna do now, this is my favorite part, Bon. This is some caster sugar. We're gonna sprinkle the caster sugar all over the pineapple.
Right.
And then we're gonna create the Tropica storm. Before we put it in
I
the
have a
cup.
feeling it's going to be fiery.
It's gonna be flaming.
Yeah. So I just spotted a blowtorch. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we ready for this?
I'm ready.
This is my favorite part. There we go.
Okay, so what's the objective? We've got to
We've got to
put the flame on it.
caramelize. Yeah.
Caramelize.
So we just wanted to get a little bit crispy. There we go.
Nice.
If you can see it getting crispy over there.
And what was the food like in the Seychelles?
It was actually really, really good. The seafood's incredible, of course, it is an island.
Because it's fresh, yeah.
But the only thing that was really weird about the Seychelles is the menus are not in English. So I literally would sit with my cell phone and Google what everything was, because it's not in English. So that was quite funny. But the food's really, really, really good. All the shellfish is incredible.
Yeah.
And the people everyone's chilled and having a good time.
And what are the local likes?
The locals are very cool, very relaxed. It's an island holiday destination, so everyone's constantly in island holiday mode.
Yeah.
Which is really, really fun. So you can obviously use your discretion in terms of how
much
black you want it to be. I think that's good.
Okay.
So we're gonna put that in there on top of the jelly.
That looks so cool. It must taste amazing. Do we get to taste
really
it now?
Good. Yes. That's all you want, Bonnie. You just want to taste it.
Because I love Tropica. I basically grew up on Tropica. It was my
did
treat
not grow up on Tropica. I just remember Tropica.
It was just sweet, but it was so milky and.
Do you remember Tropica?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
So here we go.
Who doesn't?
Let's do this. It's got to
and
make
a bit of garnish.
Pretty. There we go.
Cool.
And this is what we call.
I'm gonna taste it.
A Tropica Storm.
In a cup.
In a cup. I can't really multitask. I hope that was good. Is it good?
I love it. I love it.
It's
Tropica
awesome.
Shady. Thank you so much for all your comments. We asked you which celebrity of the contestants would you want to be stuck with on the island. And Lifa Andrew says, MT the Hustler, because he's someone that I'm looking up to, and being close to him will give me a great chance and opportunity to get to know him more and learn from him. He's indeed the hustler. Thank you very much, Lifa. We get it. Penelope Ratebe says, Zakia Patel. By the look of her true, beautiful smile, I think she's fun, has lots of energy and has style. Would like to know more about her cultural food. I just love her. And Mapeto says, MT the Hustler.
No, look, it's really, really interesting.
He's such a great guy and someone who can motivate others. I would love to chill with him and ask him about his hobby, how it started. I love the fact that he never gives up. Let's head over to Dan.
Don't forget that the show airs this evening on SABC 3. Now, seeing as we're in the kitchen, I thought we'd play around a little bit with the ingredients we've got. We've used Tropica in an interesting way. Now, today we're going to be using another ingredient in a very interesting way later on the show. And I thought I'd welcome one of my favorite people into the loft, Sara Araújo. How do I pronounce her name again?
Araújo.
Araújo.
Good afternoon.
She's Portuguese, and she's had to tell us more about this incredible range of yogurts that Woolies have got. Because I walked into the store the other day. I always buy the sort of low-fat yogurts that I use for my smoothies in the morning. And I saw these new things, and I honestly thought they were desserts. I bought one thinking it was a dessert. I'm not even joking. I was like, oh, cool, a little dessert for tonight. It ended up being one of the new ranges of yogurts.
Yeah, they're delicious. Okay, so apart from the obvious, that they're so rich and creamy and yummy and moreish, they have less sugar in them. 30% less sugar, actually, and also no preservatives in their double thick cream yogurts.
Yummy.
Which is amazing. And so instead, they've added bifidobacterium, cultures.
Okay. Wow, okay, let's talk a bit about that, because I know that yogurt's always meant to be known for incorporating all of those good probiotics in your system. It's got a lot of those bacteria. Yes. I don't actually know anything about why or what, but I just know that they're really good for you, so teach us.
You're right. It's a lactic acid bacterium, okay, and there's been a lot of scientific significant research going into it, and basically it just upkeeps the health of your gut.
Okay, and that's where your immune system lives.
Yes,
it also helps with the number twos, if you're one of those people who struggles in that department.
Exactly. Yeah, and they were recently known as the How Are You culture.
That HAWARU, that's on all of the tubs.
Previously, that's what, they were named. Oh. So now it's Bifido. Yeah.
My whole life I've called it Hawaru cultures. I feel so terrible now hearing the experts talk about it. Yeah. All right, let's find out more about this sugar levels, because I know people are always worried about yogurts that are flavoured and sweetened because of 100%. Health issues and trying to lose weight, especially because they've got so much good culture. You want to consume it, but now the sugar is a big thing.
Yeah. So what Woolworths has done is taken down the sugar by 30% and has increased the fruit particles by 16%. So you get that fruity sweetness, natural fruity sweetness, without that just heavy sugar. Cool. And also, you're more conscious of it in that
you know, you're going to be eating something that's healthier.
So it's got the more fruit sort of content in it, which is really good for you anyway to increase your fruit intake. Plus that sweetened it slightly more naturally than adding a sort of sweetener to the yogurt itself.
100%.
And then in such like beautiful size containers. Honestly, I walked into the studio not too long ago when these were first added to the shelves, and I came in quite hungry and I was like searching through the loft fridge. I was wondering like what was available, and Clem whipped up one of these to let me taste, and I thought I had to bring you into the loft to come and talk more about it because these are the yummiest yogurts you've ever had in your life. Honestly, some of the best.
Knees.
Wow, creamy, delicious.
Oh my goodness,
amazing.
Yeah, amazing. My favorite though, I must say, is the butternut and cinnamon. You have to
Butternut and cinnamon.
Yes, on crisp French toast.
Okay, don't say anything more because I want to keep this a secret. Only you and I are allowed to eat these things, okay? So we're going to keep this quiet. Sarah joins us on Afternoon Express, and after the break, we're using these delicious ranges of yogurts in a very, very unique way. Don't miss it.
Give your bakes a full-bodied aromatic flavour with delicious, sticky, golden brown sugar and turn your treats into decadent food memories. Salati. Always good, always sweet.
It's good to have you back with us on Afternoon Express. And yes, we're in your favorite part of the loft, the kitchen. And joining us today is guest chef Kanya Mzongwana. It's good to have you.
Good to be here.
You're a food stylist and a chef. So I know that when we're playing around with some of these kinds of characters, we're always end up with the most delicious recipes in the world because they look as good as they taste, which is the best part. What are we doing today?
Most times. Okay, well, today we've got some lamb meatballs, which I've already fried them up and browned them, and I've added some chicken stock to them. And we're going to make this incredibly beautiful, rich sauce.
Because I told everybody that we're going to be getting creative with yogurt in the loft today. Is that what we're going to be making that incredibly rich sauce out of?
Yes, yes, definitely. We're not having it with muesli today. Today, it's part of our dinner. So we're going to be throwing in some beautiful yogurt, which we're going to herb with some of my favorite herbs.
Okay.
And we're going to add some garlic. We're going to enrich it with an egg as well. And
so let's get started. What can I do to help you? Yeah.
Okay, well, because dill is my favorite herb, I'm going to chop up the dill.
Okay, good. Any less chopping that I have to do, the better.
The less chopping, the better.
Yeah, I can do the pouring and the things because I chop terribly and I apparently plate terribly. I just pour things everywhere and I miss the bowl.
But you're a good pourer, so yeah. I want to get some yogurt in there.
Cool.
Maybe about a cup.
So
okay?
I can just wing that, right? We're just playing a kind of
right away, and then
a cup.
So in there you're gonna throw in the garlic. We've got some.
Just the garlic over here.
Yes, about 2 garlic cloves worth. Yes, you're more than welcome.
Cool. And these are best, obviously, to use your chopped garlics, I'd imagine.
It's always best to use fresh garlic.
Okay.
There's never an excuse. The preserved garlic is often, you know...
bitter.
Yeah.
Maybe what you can do then is you can just buy the actual whole garlics themselves and crush them, which is what we've done. So we've crushed 2 whole garlic cloves and put it in here.
Exactly, because we're so classy.
So this gets mixed up. What else do we add?
Mix that up. I would like you to add an egg in there for me.
Whole egg.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I'm going to throw in my dill.
Oh, it's such an interesting combination of ingredients. Why are we using yogurt anyway in a dish that's like heated?
Well, I mean, you know, this is really just a different take on something delicious, and it's healthier than cream.
Oh, I see. Because cream's got all the other fats and things in it that you want to try and avoid.
And it's just got that, you know, that great sourness that just adds so much to this dish. Okay. So.
Because I honestly always thought that if you cooked yogurt, that it would end up just curdling.
Well, you know, you've got to manage your temperature. You want to keep it a bit low as well.
Cool. So our dill's gone in there, our garlic's gone in there, and our egg has gone in.
And some mint as well.
Cool. What about these? What is this?
Oh, no, that's coming up later.
Oh, okay. All right. Don't jump the gun, Dan. Don't jump the gun.
Don't jump the gun. Exactly. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this beautiful... And it smells amazing.
Ooh, delicious.
This beautiful yogurt mixture, we're going to just pour it in here.
Okay, and just to take a step back, sorry, I know I want to take this slowly because I know you at home are probably also wondering, how did you get these meatballs to that temperature? Did you just buy them in those Woolies packs that you get in those lamb meatball packs?
Yes, we cheated today. You're welcome to be fancy and make your own, but we've got pre-packaged Woolies lamb meatballs.
Oh, yum.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So if you buy those pre-packaged ones in the boxes, you don't have to put them in the oven, right? You grill them first in a pan,
Absolutely.
and then you add all of the other ingredients, like a chicken stock that you throw in there, and I think it's water or just chicken stock and all the other flavors?
It's just Woolies fresh chicken stock, which we threw in there. So what we're going to do is...
just kind of mix that in slightly, and that's all going to combine deliciously. Then that obviously needs to reduce, I'd imagine.
It needs to reduce for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then, like magic...
As Minnie was saying earlier on, the magic of television.
The magic of television, am I right?
Okay, great.
So this is basically what we've got going here. We've got this really, really beautiful rich sauce.
Delicious.
Which we may have over-reduced.
No, it looks amazing. That's the perfect thickness for me. It's almost like a chicken korma kind of texture and consistency.
Exactly. That's really, really beautiful. And
then how do we finish it off?
How we're going to finish this off, always more herbs.
Okay.
So what I want to do is, first, before we put more herbs in...
I'll get these ready for you in the meantime,
yes, you're going to chop those up for me. And then, yes, Dan, do some work.
Fine, Kanya. You're a guest and I have to be nice.
Yes, you have to be nice. So we've got these amazing meatballs. I cannot wait to eat these. And this beautiful sauce, very much like a chicken korma, you're right.
Yes, that consistency is so delicious. You serve this with a nice, delicious rice like that, and it's an alternative to having sort of a creamy sauce that you would have added usually to something like a meatball dish. Yummy.
Exactly.
Also, by the way, a trick that my gran once taught me was if your sauce has got too much of a thickness, it's too thick for you, you can add malted butter to it, because the malted butter itself, it helps really bring that mixture back together. It loosens it all up again. So if maybe you're trying to stretch, you know that when auntie always invites that extra uncle along with you and it wasn't inviting, you want to stretch your recipe, add a little bit of extra butter. Add a little bit of extra butter in there, and then I just sprinkle this on top.
Before you do that...
Okay, no, pause. Can't do dilbay.
Pause, put the pause button on that one. Before you do that, we've got a little bit of a spicy butter that we want to finish this off with, right? So in here, I've got cumin and I've got paprika and I've got some delicious butter in here, yes. So what I'm going to do is just...
I'm turning your heat, your heat is on nicely there. You want to just use...
That's smoked paprika, actually.
That's fragrance.
Did you get that? So what we're going to do is...
I wish you could be here.
But you're not.
Make it for dinner instead.
Exactly.
Cool.
So we're just going to...
let that simmer through.
Just let it simmer a little bit, just so that we take the rawness out of our spices.
Great. Well, for the sake of TV, we can just pour it on and it looks delicious already. And I'm pretty sure if we don't tell the girls, they won't know. It smells already amazing. Oh, just like that.
But look at that, and look at the addition of
color. Now I can do my dilbay.
Do your dilbay, yes.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Dinner is served. Our delicious lamb meatballs with our incredibly flavored yogurt creamy sauce filled with those herbs. If you want the details on how to make this for dinner, you can get them all on your mobile device. The keyword is lamb. You SMS that to 33650 and you'll get a list of all the ingredients and a link to the recipe itself. It's really, really simple. And if you've missed any of the steps on how to make this delicious dish, here's a quick recap. All right, so we've prepped you dinner. We've made it absolutely delicious. We've got these entire drinks all set up for you. We've made a dessert on the show. All that's missing is a really good show to watch tonight to pair it all with. And so, obviously, Tropica Island of Treasure Seychelles airs for the first time tonight. And I just want for you to give us a nice, big, hyped-up version of what we can expect from that first episode. What is going to happen on this first episode? Is there any drama?
Yeah, the first episode is where you first get to meet our consumer contestants. So you meet our celebrities, you meet who's going to compete with them on the island, and the journey continues from there. And all I've got to say is tune in tonight at 7:30, only on SABC3. And always remember to Keep it smooth.
Love it. And people can obviously be on their phones, right, and be tweeting throughout the show.
Yeah,
so the hashtag you guys are using is?
Hashtag
TIOT7.
You guys sound like you practiced that. Hashtag TIOT7 at the Tropica Island of Treasure, Seychelles, airs tonight on SABC3.
Absolutely. And speaking of smooth, your finest moment on the show today was Dilbay.
Oh, you like my dilbay? Yeah, thanks. I thought so too.
That was smooth. Tomorrow on the show, we're hanging out with one of the hottest stars on our screens, Zola Nombona, so don't miss that.
Oh, it's going to be an incredible show tomorrow. Ladies, good luck for the show tonight. We cannot wait to be rooting. It's going to be such an incredible season. I've heard so many good things, and all of the action and drama and all of that you can expect from the Seychelles, well, Island of Treasure, Tropic Island of Treasure. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow on SABC3. Have a great evening. Enjoy your meal tonight and enjoy watching the show this evening. Good night.
Happy eating.
Yum, should we dish up?
Yes.
Another feel-good production.